Hey guys, Mike here, working on the CARF Spitfire wing some more. I've never spent so much time working on one damn part of the plane before, but this was confounding me a little bit because it was set up in a way differently than I normally do things. So I changed up just one thing. If you've been following along, you see the flaps are internally actuated. Works very cool. There was some slop in the system, and it turned out to be. Let me see if we can see the. Let me. Oh, where the hell? Oh, they were in focus. Okay. Sorry. All right. So that hole right there. Let me draw back so the focus is better. That hole right there on the control horn. God damn it! It keeps going out of focus. Was just too big for the Sullivan golden clevis. The golden clevis pin is just about 1/16 of an inch. And that is, I don't know what the hell that is. That's like 3 millimeters or something. So there was a lot of movement. All I did, because I wanted to change the geometry slightly, was to drill a 1/16 inch hole just forward of that, still on center line, and it really worked great. So let me cycle it a few times. You can see I had to make really very little adjustment to the control horn position on the servo. So I have it set up for half flap, full flap. Spitfires did not use flap for takeoff at all, but on my RC Spitfires, I do use it. It gets them off the ground a little bit quicker. Spitfires have a tendency to nose over, so once that tail comes up, I really want to get the plane off the ground as quickly as I can. And these use, some pretty expensive 3 and 4 blade propellers, so I want it off the ground. So I'm actually going to set this up. My half flap is going to be half of that. So I just have to set it up in the radio. I haven't done that. So I like it. I'm going to change also the rate at which it comes down. I had to reverse the input. So I have the slow in the wrong spot. So I like it to come down slow and go up reasonably fast, right? Because if you have to do a go around or your power's low, you don't want 3 seconds to get the damn flaps up. I like to point the nose down, pull the flaps up, and get the heck out of Dodge if there's a problem. All right, so here we go. The last time I came on, I was having a problem setting up the ailerons. If you recall, there was a lot of slop in the system. There was a lot of play, and I've solved that with a much more positive control system. There's maybe a millimeter now. And I'm going to get most of that out because I think you can see that play is there enough resolution here to see that? Look at the position of the pin relative to the what is a control horn. It really is, control horn is just a brass rod. I was using these as, what the hell were these for? Hooking up cables for my World War I planes. And I went on the Esprit site, to see what they had on offer, because they usually have some pretty cool European stuff. And they had exactly these with a base. So I'm like, wait a minute, I have these? So that is just a long threaded, basically brass screw. That's about 3 millimeters, 4 millimeters, and it goes right into a hard spot in the wing. That will be epoxied in. You can see here my note, not epoxied, because I have brain farts all the time, and I will forget that it's not epoxy. I'll go take it out, and it won't fly. But you can see, hoping you can appreciate that. The movement there is because the pin in this thing is like 2 millimeters and the hole is like 2.2 or something. So I'm either going to squeeze this down because it's brass and it should deform enough to tighten up, or I just might put clean it up, heat it up, put a drop of silver solder, and then re-drill it. That might do it. If it was the Sullivan rods fit a little bit tighter. But this is, sorry, it's always damn out of focus. The Sullivan fits a little bit better into this system for some reason, but this rod here is metric. This is 3 millimeter, and so is this. And I don't want to change the whole thing. I'm going to show you the inside. If I lift that up, you can see that it's a nice aluminum control horn with a pretty stout ball end that's meant for, I don't know, quarter scale or something. So it's just right for this. You can also see that I put notes on tape. in places, because like I said, I do forget things. So this is the right aileron geometry is good, just needs the aluminum control arm clamp screws, and those are right here taped next to it so I won't lose them. Over by the flap, I have another note. Right flap geometry good. There's no screw holding on the black control horn or servo output horn arm. So that's kind of it, except for I like the I have some air. Let's see, is it aired up? Did I put air in this? There we go. Works pretty damn good. Yeah, can't complain. It's looking darn good now. Let me cycle the flaps a little bit, the ailerons, so you can see that they actually do work. There's no differential in, but I will put a little bit of differential, more up than down. I read somewhere that guys who are flying these quarter-scale Spitfires, there were a couple of guys in Germany flying these exact planes, the CARF. Even though the wing loading is a little bit on the lower side for a big plane, they were saying that they like to put a few degrees of up aileron when they drop flaps for landing in what is the glider guys call the crow position, right? So it would be, let me do this, flaps down, and you'd wind up having a little tiny bit of up aileron, a few degrees of up aileron mixed in, right? Increases the washout, decreases the chance of tip stalling on your way in when you're going slow. So I may put that in as a mix, not right away though. I'll have to see how it flies first. If it seems a little bit tippy or unstable, I might do that. So anyway, guys, that's it for today. I just wanted to show you that I got that damn aileron problem sorted. So I'm working the next couple of days. Saturday is the Adams RC swap meet. Me and the guys are going to go to that. Might go over Jason's afterwards to do some soldering. And then I'll come back here and I will work on the other wing and finally finish it. I would really like to get this on its wheels by the end of February. I have 2 weeks off from work between contracts, and I really want to bang this one out. And I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I was going to work on the CARF, the Clark Spitfire rather, or maybe try to finish the Zeroli Texan, but I think I might work on this. Yeah, I bought this a couple years ago, and it's been sitting up here waiting. You guys know what that is, right? That's an ESM Tiger Cat. I got a pretty good deal on it a few years ago, and I really want to fly it. I have the Flightline or the Free Wing, whatever the hell it is, Tiger Cat, and it is a honey. And I saw this exact plane, this exact model, rather, the ESM flying electric at the Neat Fair about 10 years ago, and it was a honey. I talked to the guy, I think it was Al Fusco, maybe? I'm not sure. There were two of them. Him and I think his son were flying them, and I asked him how it flew, and he said, like a trainer. So I'm pretty excited about this. It's going to be nice. 2 Power 160s, I think, is really all it would need. Probably fly 12S or 8S. It's going to take a lot of batteries, but it's a big plane. It's got a lot of room. So anyway, 8.5 minutes is long enough for me to go babbling on. I hope you guys are enjoying these. Hit the thumbs up or like button so I know. Otherwise, I'll cut back. I don't want to bore you guys. Take it easy, fellas.